Welcome back, everybody, to the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden 20. As today, we got some Week 8 action here. Our 6-1 Lions got ourselves an inter-division showdown against the 4-2 Minnesota Vikings. They're a young team with a promising future, with some young players who are really talented, including cornerback Kirby Sanders. Kirby was the very first player drafted in this series. He was the number 1 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and you don't really see a lot of corners get picked that high, but he was a truly generational prospect, and his X Factor shows it, and he's been really, really good for the Minnesota Vikings. And as you can tell, this is a tight division. Us, Chicago, and Minnesota are all very good. Then you got the Packers there in dead last, which I personally enjoy seeing. So we are at the trade deadline. We have not made any moves this season, and there aren't a whole lot of holes on this roster. However, the one position I am interested in upgrading is right tackle. Marshall King is a young player with promise, but he hasn't played all that well this year, and he is on the last year of his contract for what it's worth. So it's not like he's a rookie. He has a lot of time to progress. No, we would have to pay him this offseason, and he has not warranted a contract extension. So not only is he not warranting an extension, but we could absolutely get an upgrade for the price of hopefully a couple mid-round draft picks. So I think it would make sense not to move on from King per se, but look for an upgrade for the time being. And then defensively, there aren't really any holes. The D-line's playing well, the linebacking core is playing well, the secondary's doing a good job. Obviously, first-round rookie Devontae Higgins has had an up-and-down start, but I still want to get him playing time. He is a rookie, and I think the defense is doing really, really well. So I think the main thing we want to look at is right tackle. We want to go for guys who are on bad teams so it can make sense. We want guys who don't have too much longer left on their contracts. We don't really want to take a long-term financial investment. And then we'd also rather a veteran, because we don't need to be trading for our franchise right tackle. We need a stopgap guy for a couple years. So a player who I came across that made a ton of sense is Lane Johnson. The Eagles are 1-6. They're not going to sniff the playoffs. And Lane Johnson is a phenomenal right tackle, one of the best this past decade. He only has 2 years left on his contract, including this year. So that's only one more additional year, which I am willing to take on. So they also have a young guy behind him, Gilbert Mayer. So wouldn't they want to start a young player who's decent and get a few assets for Lane Johnson? The problem is the Eagles have decided to be stingy. A 4th-round pick and Tymoni Glover, a young offensive tackle, I think is a very fair price. They're not at all interested. So he's the only right tackle that I really think makes sense. So we're not going to look for left tackles. Our current left tackle, Akeem Downing, was drafted as a right tackle. He started his career as a right tackle and then eventually moved to the left side. So I think it makes sense to potentially go after a left tackle and move Downing back. Wanted to look at Laramie Tunsil, tried a 3rd-round pick, and it's not even close. So we have to think of another plan. And let's take a look at our right guard, Von Moulton, real quick. Good player. He was drafted out of Vanderbilt as a right tackle, so he can slide over to tackle, and we can go ahead and trade for a guard. It's a lot easier to get guards in this game, and there are some very enticing options for us to go. We could also look at left guard. Quentin Nelson headlining that position, but Colts probably don't want to trade him. But a name I did come across that I think makes sense is David DeCastro. The Steelers are currently 4-3, which isn't bad. They're competing for a playoff spot, but at the same time, David DeCastro is now 33 years old. And if you can get multiple draft picks for a 33-year-old player, it's going to be hard not to take that if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. So a deal would be done, and David DeCastro is headed to Motown, as the Lions will be trading a 3rd and a 5th-round pick. Both selections are in this year's draft. I think this is a fair trade for both sides. The Lions get to improve the offensive line. DeCastro moves in at right guard, and then Von Moulton returns to right tackle, where he played at Vanderbilt. The Steelers, meanwhile, get multiple mid-round draft picks for a guy who was kind of getting up there in age. So I also kind of wanted to look at a change of pace running back. Tony Pollard is decent, but I feel like we could get an upgrade for someone alongside Kerryon Johnson. And the name that intrigued me is Dakota Sloan, a 4th-year running back from the Atlanta Falcons out of Harvard. He's a Harvard man. He probably has some smarts in that brain, he also has some wheels, and I think Kerryon Johnson being more of a do-it-all back, I think it makes sense to have that speed, big play-oriented threat like Dakota Sloan. Sloan has never really caught on in the NFL. He has the talent, but has sat behind Ito Smith and others in Atlanta. He only has one more year left on his deal, so this is not someone who we would be financially invested in. And the Falcons had a lot of interest in linebacker Oluwaseunkanmi Adenye. Very fun name to say, but I don't get to say it because he barely plays. So Adenye and a future 7th round selection, the 7th rounder will be in next year's draft, are going to the Falcons for Dakota Sloan. Sloan will now be the 3rd down back instead of Tony Pollard. Kerryon will still be the bell cow back and the power back. We would now have to cut one player, and I figured it'd make sense that we'd cut a running back. Going to release Davion McDowell. He does not get playing time. He's not very good. He has star development, but he's also 25, and he hasn't really developed throughout the series, so he doesn't really have a long-term spot on this team. So here we go, Week 8 action, as the 6-1 red-hot Detroit Lions going to take on the 4-2 Minnesota Vikings. Both teams have young X factors at quarterback. The Lions obviously got third-year man Tez Lawson. The Vikings led by second-year signal caller Luis Salazar. The 2 reigning NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to battle it out here in Ford Field to try to get some control in this tight division race. Lions rocking their regular homes. Vikings going with the regular aways, as here's Tez Lawson on 2nd down. Gonna look for Golladay, however, it's a bad pass. Picked off by Anthony Barr. You can't spell intercepted without the D. Vikings will get it back. Here's the 2nd-year man out of Oklahoma, Luis Salazar in the offense. First play from scrimmage. Handoff for Dalvin Cook, and he is gone. Off to the races. Makes a really nice move. Eventually brought down for 1 by Chidobe Awuzie, but still a big gain of 57. Unfortunately, Dalvin Cook, after that, was quiet. Finished with only 4 touches as he had to leave this game with an injury and would not return. There is Stefon Diggs with the score. You dig it? Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. After a Lions 3-and-out, Minnesota would get the rock back. Salazar, you yeet, you lose. In this scenario, excellent swat by Darius Slay, and it's intercepted by the safety Tracy Walker, who will bring it to around the 34. The Louisiana Lafayette product making the play. Lions have it back. 3rd and 12. Lawson trying to run by the pressure, but he would be sacked by Taven Bryan, the former Florida Gator. Only for a loss of 1, but that'll lead to a 4th down and a change of possessions. Minnesota has it back. Salazar going to go deep again, and he's once again picked off by Tracy Walker. However, we got a flag on the play. The Zebras are interfering. You know Lions don't like zebras. Pass interference on Darius Slay. And not only does the interception not count, but it's an automatic 1st down. 2nd and 8. Screen for Jamar Golden. He loses 4. Jared Davis reads the play like a book. So now it's a 3rd and 12 from about the 26 as Luis Salazar going to go deep once again, and he's intercepted once more. Sharadine Boudga picks it off, but we got another flag. Pass interference again. This time it's on Chidobe Awuzie. Once again, the interception doesn't count. Minnesota now has it at the 1. The Lions know a thing or two about getting screwed by the officiating. 1st and goal. Touchdown pass for Adam. He's feeling it. Vikings will now lead it 14-0. After a pair of pass interference penalties, Lions have it back. Here's Tez Lawson. Going to scramble like he's late on a date. Gets a nice block from Kerryon Johnson. Trying to juke out Kirby Sanders. Probably should have ran out of bounds, but that doesn't really change too much. 2nd and 6 now from around the 33. Final play of the 1st quarter. Lawson backing up. Going to go deep for his tight end, TJ Hawkinson, the former Iowa Hawkeye, who gets it to 14 as we now advance to the 2nd quarter. Tez going to look to throw it. Gets it to Kenny Golladay, who will find the end zone for his 1st receiving touchdown of the year. Yeah, it's been a quiet season for Kenny Golladay, as it is now 14-7. Vikings have it back. Lions need a stop here. It's on 3rd and 6. Nice 1st down for Adam Thielen. And the Vikings are going slow and steady on this possession. 3rd and 7 now from the 28. Salazar this time connects with Stefon Diggs, who brings it to about the 11. Got a flag on the play, and that'll be a face mask on Sharon Budga, so the Vikings will just get even closer to the goal line. Second and goal now from the 2 after the flag, as Salazar fumbles the football. Jaquavius Highsmith forces it, the second-year edge rusher out of Oregon. Trey Flowers will pick it up, and the Lions will get the ball back unharmed. Score remains 14-7. Second down, Lawson under a ton of pressure. Can't really find anyone open, so he's going to get it to Galladay. Kenny Galladay outruns a couple defenders, and he is gone. Untouched like weekend homework until he gets inside the 5. Stiff-arming a defender in the end zone. There is a flag, but it's roughing the passer on Danielle Hunter. The Lions will wisely decline the penalty. The touchdown will stand, and Detroit will tie this game up at 14 apiece. The Zebras have been awfully busy today. Minnesota has it back now, 2nd and 11, late in the first half. Salazar under pressure, he fumbles it again. Oliver and Highsmith were both there. It would be recovered this time by Minnesota, but still a big play for Detroit. 3rd and 29. This is a simple stop for the Lions. Short pass for Irv Smith. He gets a good amount of yardage, but not a first down. However, roughing the passer. You just cannot make this flag in this type of situation. Jaquavius Highsmith with the flag. That's a young player making a mistake there. And the Zebras continue to hurt Detroit. 4th and 8 now. Minnesota going to go for the 49-yard field goal, and Washington's kick is short. She just told me that's not the only short thing in this room, as the score remains tied at 14. Lawson on first down, under a ton of pressure, can't find anyone open, and he would be sacked. Once again, Taven Bryan makes the play, forcing a loss of 13. Now it's a 2nd and long, late in the first half. Lions down to 1 timeout. Lawson gonna backpedal. Gonna yeet it. You yeet, you win. What a throw. Tippy-toe grab by Hawkinson. Incredible grab. Incredible play by both Lawson and Hawkinson. And now the Lions have it at the 13. 6 seconds left. They figured they're going to run one more play before they have to settle for a field goal, as the pass is caught in the end zone for a touchdown by Dwayne Stuber. Another roughing the passer on Danielle Hunter. Once again, the penalty will be declined. The touchdown stands, and it's now 21-14 as we advance to the second half. Detroit with it. Lawson under heat, and he would be brought down once more, this time by the linebacker Kenny Young, former UCLA Bruin, as it is now 3rd and 21 at about the 13. Lawson going to scramble like eggs on a frying pan, has a couple men open deep, is going to get it to Galladay, trying to juke out the defender, is unable to, but still a nice gain for KG. 2nd and 2 now from the 46 after a nice play by Galladay and Tez. As Lawson going to scramble to his left under a ton of pressure. Another fumble. This time it's recovered by Minnesota. Gregory Watts, the former Illinois Fighting Illini, with the force, recovered by Danielle Hunter for the touchdown, and this game is tied up at 21 apiece, just like that. The Lions' offensive line really struggled today, but David DeCastro hasn't, at least. Nice play from Lawrence Parnell, the second-year man out of Louisville. 3rd and 9 now from the 46. Lawson going to get it to his tight end, T.J. Hawkinson, stiff-arming a pair of defenders as he tumbles out of bounds at the 34. Now 3rd and goal at the 3 to open up the 4th. Play action fake to Kerryon Johnson as Lawson sacked by Anthony Barr and friends for a loss of about 4. So now 4th and goal. Here is the rookie, Tim John, for the field goal. His kick is right down Main Street, and it is now 24-21. Lions up as Salazar has it. 2nd and 10. He's going to be sacked by Jaquavius Highsmith going downstairs where Daddy hides the booze. The Lions would get it back now from the 33. Lawson going deep for Galladay, who gets the spin move inside the 50 to about the 47. 3rd and 12 now. Lawson and the Lions, they could almost shut the door here on this play as Akeem Perkins gets the first down, and Detroit is in prime territory to end it. 3rd and goal at the 1, nearing the 2-minute warning. Lions should have let the clock go to the 2-minute mark. Instead, they do not. Dakota Sloan was unable to get the touchdown. Bad clock management by Detroit, as they would have to settle for the field goal. Tim John does make the chip shot, and it's now 27-21. Minnesota does have all 3 timeouts and a chance to win, but plays like that don't help. as Salazar is sacked by Trey Flowers. 3rd down and 12 now. Salazar going to get it to Stephon Diggs for a big 1st down. Minnesota down to 1 timeout from the 34. And what you want to do here is you generally want to go deep or try to go out of bounds. Salazar throwing in the flats to his running back. I don't know why. Forcing the Vikings to call their last timeout. So now they really got to go for the end zone or just try to get out of bounds. EA does not know jack diddly squat about clock management as Thielen stays in bounds and the Lions will end up winning the football game by a final score of 27-21. Detroit wins their 7th straight and will improve to 7-1 on the season.